Hello, yeah, group 1. Today we'll talk about alternating current and direct current. I'm Mei. Our presentation contains about 5 parts. First part is AC and AC supplies. Second part is AC and AC differences. Third part is the pros and cons of AC and DC. The fourth part is AC and DC in history. Which one took advantage? And the final part is conclusion. Let's start my part. My part is AC and DC supplies. Electrical power can be classified as AC power or DC power, depending upon the direction of the flow of energy. Power which is a result of current flowing in alternating direction is termed as AC power, and one which is a result of current flowing in only one direction is called DC power. Home and office outlets are almost always AC. This is because generating and transporting AC across long distance is relatively easy. At high voltage over 110 kV, less energy is lost in electrical power transmissions. Higher voltage means lower current, and lower current means less heat generated. In the power line, due to resistance, AC can be converted to and from high voltage easily using transformers. AC is also capable of powering electric motors. Motors and generators are the exact same device, but motors convert electrical energy into mechanical energy. If the shaft on a motor is spun, a voltage is generated at the terminals. This is useful for many larger appliances like dishwasher and so on, which run on AC. Let's talk about direct current. Direct current power refers to the unidirectional flow of electron, and it is the form of power that is most commonly produced by sources such as solar cells and batteries. DC power is widely used in low voltage applications such as charging batteries, automotive application, aircraft application, and other low voltage, low current application. All solar panels nowadays produce DC power. Common applications with DC power in the PV industry are portable solar system and other off-grid appliances. Not using a solar inverter of the convert DC to AC will keep the cost down for such system.
So how is AC and DC different from each other? So when we talk about direct current or DC, DC is the unidirectional flow of electric charge. Direct current is produced by sources such as battery, power supplies, and so on. The first current we are going to talk about is DC. Direct current is what we call the unidirectional, is what that means is. That's only go one way. It's like one-way street or one-way road. This is like batteries and circuits, anything on your remote control and your Xbox PlayStation and anything like that. So we take a look down here at the bottom. We have our battery in our circuits, and the battery emits electric flow through they keep going, and they go through the one way. They're just circling through this one path, and that's all they do. So that's so-called direct current. And alternating currents is electric current in which the flow of electric charge periodically revises direction. Alternating current is a little bit different from its name states. Is the alternating back and forth is bidirectional. Two directions go and back and forth. Alternating back and forth is what we use in our house today, and we what's called 60 Hz, which means that alternating flash 60 times per second, not per minute but per second. So the electricity switch 60 times per second. So that's so-called the alternating current.
I'm going to talk about the pros and cons of AC and DC. Since AC are more frequently used, so we're going to put more emphasis on AC. Firstly, I'm going to talk about the pros of AC. First of all, is efficient power transmission. Power is commissioned to achieve steady transmission. This is because the resistance in the route used whenever long line transmissions are used, power is lost. Since high voltage used to have a steady supply of electron power and lower currents passed through the power lines, this also results to lower power loss. And the second one is give power generations. After the inventions of AC, the AC generator was invented as well. And to compare it to the mechanical generations of DC is simpler. And after that, it makes power consumption possible. With the absence of commutator and brush that DC machines use to generate electricity, power consumption is also one of the advantages of AC. AC induction motor is also preferable to use than its counterpart, and it supplies better lighting. AC is more practical form of electron power to use, especially that more complex lights become popular, and is lower in cost and available. AC are also available in abundance and is said to be less expensive. Compared to DC currents, availability of AC is better and is lesser in cost than DC, which also supplies lower currents. After we talk about the pros of AC, it comes to the cons of AC, and the first one is it needs for insulation. High voltage that are essential to supply fixed power supplied from AC require increased insulations, which in turn increase the difficulty of handling it safely, and this makes it more dangerous to work with AC than DC. And AC generator issue is also one of the disadvantages of AC. For the easy conversions of AC into various voltage, AC needs to want electrons back and forth. This causes the raising and falling of magnetic fields, and in order to achieve this, much power is needed. AC tend to cause heat and spark that make potential fire and electron shock. This is because AC generator needs to produce higher current. And the last one is the needs of inventor. The waste associated with confined energy that can be between 5% and 50%. Also, most of the appliances designed for AC use are wasteful. Yes. After that, it's necessary to talk about the pros and cons of DC. The biggest advantages of DC electricity is that it's easier to store than AC electricity, especially on a small scale. The best way to store electricity power energy for relative small scale application is to use rechargeable storage battery. Storage battery require DC electricity. So to get the advantages of storing electricity in a storage battery bank, we must generate DC electricity, and it is lower cost since a higher efficiency means a lower transmission cost, helping renewable energy compete against other power sources. And also, a DC generator can be controlled by varying its speed, its alternators, and can use permanents to create, and so doesn't lose any of electricity that makes it to the field windings. Variable speed and no field windings makes a DC generator much more efficient. To talk about the cons of DC, DC on the other hand cannot easily to be converted from one voltage to another one. It therefore requires much heavier and therefore more expensive conductors. And it also raises the problem with electrolysis which gather and earn thing. Yes.
Hello, I'm Mandy. Next, I'll talk about AC and DC in history, and we can find out which one took advantage over each other. Actually, both DC and AC have pros and cons over each other. However, when focusing back to the history of DC and AC, AC actually took advantage in history. Dating back to the late 1800s, Thomas Edison developed the first electrical power distribution systems with the use of direct current, which was developed followed by the invention of electrical light bulb. His power station, named Thomas Edison's Pearl Street Electricity Generating Station, provided direct current in a constant 110 volts to the consumers. However, the DC power distribution system has some limitations. Although the voltage drop resulted from the energy loss in the transmission of DC was taken into account within the 110 volts supply, it was not suitable for supplying electricity in long distance. The location of power station needed to be within 1 mile to its users for a stable energy supply. So to cope with the limitations of DC, Nikola Tesla developed the alternative current AC electricity system. With the relatively inexpensive transformers, it allows voltage to step up or down easily from the plant to its users in long distance. Higher voltage is delivered during the transmission from the plant to ensure the stability, and at last, is transformed to a lower voltage suitable for household and businesses. In general, the feasibility of AC voltage made it to take advantage over DC in history. Although high voltage direct current HVDC was invented by a Swiss engineer at that time, it was not able to compete over AC due to its high cost.
So, I'm Manfino. Today, in the conclusion part, although AC has been long emphasized as the main power supply, DC is found to be more efficient nowadays with the development of technologies. The transmission of AC involves a large energy loss in voltage conversion. Actually, many home or small appliances use DC because the semiconductor requires DC power. Nowadays, the high voltage DC, HVDC, can cope with the DC's limitation in history, making it able to transfer in long distance. So, therefore, we think that DC is better overall for its power efficiency. Thank you for your attention.